McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Now here comes the New York offense. And things are really getting away from him, so an important moment here to try and get a sustained possession going. 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Ready. Hut.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Like a good target, Brock. Neighbors is there. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
He finds Johnson. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Offense in the hurry up here. 2nd and 6 now. He's on the move. He tucks it and takes off.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
All right.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. Throwing deep for the end zone. And they will score. Touchdown, New York. The Giants chop some of the lead off before the half. Jalen Wright with the touchdown. Nevis with a point after. And the Giants get it back to a 14-point game. Nevis ready to send this one away. Has this at the 6. Good looking return here, and he's got room. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Now to his wideout, it's a screen. And he's brought down for a loss. Trying to work quickly now. Here's 2nd and 11. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. That'll be incomplete, and the clock shows 10 seconds left.
With how hard it is to get an open look downfield, can't let the coverage off the hook with the drop. Saw open space, started running before he was able to watch the ball into his hands.
He'll throw it. He's trying to go deep again. And this one falls incomplete, so we're down to 4 seconds, and we'd assume our final snap. Trying to force one through there. And that brings up 4th and long.
You know, ball skills, they're not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
It's a run on 4th down. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. And they make the tackle. I'm not sure that was an advisable gamble in this spot, Brock, as they turn it over on downs. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. Ball spotted on that right hash, 53 yards out. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. That brings us to halftime with a visiting... And with no halftime report this week, it seems, we're going to get right back to the field for the start of quarter number 3. Here's McPherson McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. The Giants offense with the football. They'll get it first in this second half. First and 10 now from the 30.
Ready. Now, done.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. Avoids a defender. We've got a foot race. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Giants will have a first down.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
They motion a receiver left. First and 10 now. Here's Tagovailoa. He's got it inside the 25. It's a massive 35-yard pickup. First down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. But give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
The challenge with so many sacks is it just disrupts everything in the rhythm and timing of your offense. All of these negative plays. Hey, this league and this game is hard enough when you're on schedule. All of these sacks setting you behind the chains. Well, you've seen how disruptive it is for this offense.
Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game or already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these third downs. That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2-for-2 for this kicker.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Return coming from the 6. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. The Bengals are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we see some of the... Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for first and 10. Give now to the running back. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry. They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9. Throwing off the play fake here. Has it downfield, working the left. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And it'll be first down, Bengals. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Design bootleg here. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's going to let this go. Deep. They connect on the deep shot. And the catch is made. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals push their lead further to start the half. I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here. But his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his second. So we've got a stoppage now. Figured this might be coming. We're going to take another look to see if this was indeed a touchdown. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Those points safe on the scoreboard. The touchdown upheld upon review. Point after, up and good by McPherson. And the Bengals lead by 15 now.
Giants 13. Kevin McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Get safe. Go ahead.
Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Neighbors with the catch. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Wow, wide open here, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Running back sent in motion.
Ready,
1st down, Tagovailoa to throw. Into the hands of Neighbors. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
1st down from the red zone. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And this is down all the way to the 3. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal. Here's Tua again. And oh, he got it. Interception. And the Bengals will take over as this gets brought out to the 20-yard line.
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, well, it gets intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it 100-plus yards for 6 the other way. But what a gigantic swing of emotion.
Here come the Bengals to take over once again. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. I mean, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays that followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
That's complete inside the 35. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do...
And he'll bring it into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
McPherson at the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals grow the lead now to 22 points. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Giants ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. First and 10 now from the 30.
Ready.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Gets this to Johnson. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Second and 1. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up.
Still second down.
We've reached the end of the third quarter on this Thursday night. The Giants have it to start the fourth in a game that seems pretty far out of reach. Offense to the line for second down.
Ready. Set.
Tua now from the gun. On target to Downs. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains. On the 44-yard line now, first and 10. Now Tua to throw. He's on the move. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers. And they got one right there with...
Caught along the left sideline, but he did not get both feet in. That's incomplete, brings up third down.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Third and long for him here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
How many times we see these coaches after games sit there at the press conference, they pull out the stat sheet, and when they do, they look for some anomalies. And today, well, this head coach is going to be very proud of a defensive effort getting after the quarterback 6 different times. 6 sacks, and they've had a heyday in the backfield.
That's caught beyond the marker. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Giants get it back to within 2 possessions. And now the Giants keeping the offense on the field. We've got a 2-point attempt coming up.
The Giants will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Tagovailoa will look to throw. Rolling left, binds, and he goes down. The pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead. Ooh, this is so tough, Brock. You understand what he was trying to do, make something happen, ended up outside the pocket, but even some added creativity can't yield 2 points here.
You get down here on these 2-point conversions, the real estate just gets gobbled up in a hurry. Not only for the QB, but the receivers as well. Only so much time to try to make something work before that defender said, "Not in my house."
Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. Throwing it to start this drive. Connects on the crosser. It's a huge pickup on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down. And he has stayed productive throughout this game. He's up to the 300-yard mark after that last completion. Really has been a solid showing for him finding his targets. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
They give it to him again. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Back to the well again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him only 1 yard. Again, the run doesn't get it done, and now it's 4th and 3. Looking for a throw here. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
They'll try and punch it in. Is in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals have likely locked up the win right there. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, hey! Done!
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa finds his man, Downs. Keeps on moving into the red zone. Then he takes it in. Touchdown, New York! The Giants making the scoreboard look a touch better. Here comes another 2-point attempt from the Giants.
Will line up for the 2-point conversion.
He's throwing for it! And he goes down. The pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead. Okay, Brock, dialing up another 2-point call. And you remember when your friends didn't have a voicemail? It would just ring and ring and ring. It's still ringing. Falls short again of reaching that end zone.
Yeah, this defense is not doing very good between the 20s or even in the red zone, but they do find a way to rise up. This is always my challenge with being super aggressive, is why give that defense something to feel good about coming off the field after you put 6 on the board?
Blown back, gets the handoff. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs. It gets the better defenses in this league.
Another carry for him. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there, and that leaves them with 3rd down and 5. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Bengals close to picking up their 5th win. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. They'll throw it. has his man. It's Swift. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
The give here on second. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Escapes the pocket. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
And all their pressure gets it done. That's a sack on 4th down as they force the turnover.
Well, this one never had a chance. Between the pressure right there in his face and the coverage downfield, quarterback still should have at least thrown it up there and given somebody an opportunity to make a play.
First and 10 now. Here's Tagovailoa. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. So it's 2nd down coming up.
Ready. Set.
Throwing again. Here's Tua. As the open man downfield. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So the Bengals take this one on the road. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring